Hey, Shalom, Baltimore. We the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, coming straight out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are under Commanding General Yohana. If it's not under Commanding General Yohana, it is not the truth. And we've been bringing this out since 1969, that blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true biblical Jews of the Bible, and our oppressor, who the world knows as the pilgrim. You understand? The Spaniard, the colonizer. You see what I'm saying? He is the devil that the Bible speaks of. And this is the Wednesday night biblical law class. Let's give it up for the law class. You see what I'm saying? What we gonna get into tonight, you see what I'm saying? Like what you see happening in the earth right now, like what you see is you see ICE agents going around, and it's like they going after they targeting our Hispanic brothers. You see what I'm saying? They not targeting no other. They not targeting the East Indians or the Asians. You see what I'm saying? Who have large who have a large population of what they consider illegal immigrants. You see what I'm saying? Every time you hear an ICE agent, it's only applied to, and they only attack and they only go after our brothers. You see what I'm saying? Right. Our Hispanic brothers. Listen, and no one cares. Like, that's the crazy part about it. No one cares. You see what I'm saying? It's looked at as, oh, they don't belong here anyway. You see what I'm saying? But here's the thing. The same way no one cares about what's going on with our Hispanic brothers, when it gets flipped and it gets reversed, in which it will, them tears that these oppressors shed, the Most High he's not going to care about them tears, man.
Right.
The Most High is going to get vengeance. The Most High is going to take vengeance on behalf of the lost 12 tribes of Israel, man.
That's right.
And we got to get into this, man. Like, a lot of people don't like talking about vengeance. You see what I'm saying? Not your vengeance. Not the vengeance there and your carnality. You see what I'm saying? What we talking about is vengeance from the Most High. You see what I'm saying? When the Most High gets when the Most High gets vengeance, your tears don't matter then.
Right.
You pleading don't matter. He's going to do what he's going to do. And this is also a reminder to all the so-called Negroes. You see what I'm saying? These Hispanic brothers, they are our brothers, man. You got a lot of Christians out here. You got a lot of Christians out here who feel like the Hispanics are not our people. They are our people, man. We go through the same thing. We struggle the same way that they struggle. They've been through the same fight that we've been through.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? For a so-called black man or a black woman to look at a Hispanic man or woman and look at them like they're not your brother, that's being cowardice, man. That's being a traitor to your people. So we got to understand, man. Despite the same way you got so-called black people, you got a lot of so-called black people who don't like black people. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got a lot of black people who you ever hear where the uppity Negroes, they say it's a difference between a black man and the N-word.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I'm a black man. Black excellence. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
When they say that, they actually hate black people. You see what I'm saying? So that's the argument that you'll hear, that the Hispanics, they don't even deal with blacks. We got to get out of that mindset, man. Right. We viewing each other we viewing each other from the lens of our oppressor. And we got to stop doing that, man. Let me get Zephaniah 2. Let me get Zephaniah 2 and 1, Bubba Kashar, when you get a chance. You know, we're going to get everything in the Bible, though, because what we saying, it don't mean nothing unless we can read it out these scriptures, man. These are not our words that we read. We reading the Most High's words. You feel me? You got that?
Come on.
Go ahead.
Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
It say, gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Listen, this is not just talking about the so-called black man. This is talking about the Hispanics. This is talking about the Native Indians. We talking about the West Indians, your Jamaicans and your Trinidadians, your Haitians. This is who it's talking about. It say, gather yourself together, O nation not desired. None of us are desired in this nation, man.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, this oppressor looks at us, and when he sees us, he looks at us as people who should just work, shut your mouth, get my work done. You see what I'm saying? And he looked at us as his property. But we're not desired. We're not desired in this kingdom. We're not desired in this, in this society. That's why we have to gather ourselves together, man. Like, it was a video that passed through social media this week where you had ICE agents. And I'm gonna tell you something. These ICE agents, what they are doing, they call themselves arresting, gathering up the Issacharite now, Ephraimite brothers. What they're doing is kidnapping, man. They are kidnapping our brothers and our sisters, man.
Right.
They went, I don't know if you've seen it. They went to a construction site. And they arrested every Hispanic on that job site, man.
I saw that.
You see what I'm saying? These brothers then got up that morning, left their families, just trying to, provide for their families. And they were all arrested on the construction site, huh? But you know who didn't get arrested? That oppressor who hired them.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
For having illegals.
There you go.
So-called illegals.
And that's the one thing we gotta understand. These are our people, man. And if we don't learn to come together and support each other, this oppressor is going to not only destroy our Issacharite brothers, he's going to destroy us too. We're already destroyed as a people, man. The scripture just told us we got to come together. If you Black, Hispanic, or Native American, it's time for us to get out of our feelings, get out of them biases. You see what I'm saying? Shake off that Stockholm syndrome, man.
Right.
Join with your brothers, man. Join with your sisters. This is what the Most High said. He just told us, gather yourselves together, man. Come on, go ahead.
If I may, it's heavy that you brought that out too, because they actually said up to this day right now, it's 100 or close to 100,000 Hispanic children been separated from their parents.
Come on.
100,000. Can you imagine if one oppressor child goes missing? They tear the earth down.
Right.
100,000.
And that's a heavy point, because they not only would they tear the earth down, if you had any knowledge, if you had any involvement of any of that, you're going to rot under the prison act.
Suffer.
You see what I'm saying? They not coming asking questions. They coming, they kicking doors in, they kicking your back in.
Right.
They don't care about our old, they don't care about our young. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
To them, only their pain matters. You see what I'm saying?
Come.
If I could drop that, let me get Ezekiel 35:5. We're gonna run down the history, and we're gonna see what the Lord said about them. These oppressors and how they deal with us, man. And then we're gonna see how the Most High is going to take vengeance upon them. You got that?
Come on, sir.
Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
It say thou has had a perpetual hatred, man. The so-called white man, this oppressor, man, he's had a perpetual hatred for the 12 children of the 12 lost tribes of the children of Israel, man.
Right.
If you Black, Hispanic, and Native American, the so-called white man never loved you. You see what I'm saying? The so-called white man has never loved you. He does not like you. You see what I'm saying? He's had a perpetual hatred, meaning he's had an everlasting hatred towards the nation of Israel. Like, do you ever just sit there and wonder, like, of all the races of people that's in America,
right?
All the different types of races, what they call this, the Rainbow Coalition. Of all the different races of people, how is it that you only see Hispanics being picked up by ICE?
Right. Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? You mean to tell me that you don't see You mean to tell me that all them Asians, they went and got legal paperwork, they done went and got green cards? You mean to tell me them East Indians that went and got paperwork and green cards to come over here? Let me ask you a question. And this is for everybody. Like if you got a question or a comment, you can put it in the chat. You see what I'm saying? If you're on TikTok, you feel me? You got any questions or comments, go ahead and put it in the chat as well. You see what I'm saying? But this is the question I want to ask you. When you go to these stores where you see these Asians and these East Indians, outside of you being a consumer in their stores and buying from them, what kind of conversation have you ever had with them concerning politics?
Right.
Concerning policy change? Concerning the governor, the mayor? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
When have you ever had a conversation with them? When have you ever seen them give back to the community, man? When have you ever seen them, you know, give backpacks away, throw a cookout, do something to give back to the community that's supporting them? When have you ever seen that? Listen, I can wait forever.
Right.
Because you have not seen it. You see what I'm saying? Like these people come into our communities, man. They've had the so-called white man has had a perpetual hatred, an everlasting hatred for us, man. And he's the one who set these other nations up in our community to destroy us. You understand? Like, you got a question on there? Was it a question or comment?
Nah, that's people just checking in, John.
Okay.
Just making sure.
Go ahead. Any more on that?
Con, sir. And has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword.
And have shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword. Listen to what I'm telling you. Listen to what I'm telling you carefully. For all you who think that, you know, the so-called white man, he's justified and going around and, you know, kidnapping our Hispanic brothers, just know that it's kidnapping. What they're doing, they are kidnapping our brothers, man. How would an ICE agent know who's legal, who has proper paperwork, and who doesn't?
Right.
How would he know that if he don't get out and ask questions? I got news for you. He's not asking questions. When he hop out of them sedans, we in Baltimore, we call them
jump out.
They be jump out boys. We call them the knockers.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because when they get out, they knocking your head. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what they're serious. That's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
They hopping out on our Hispanic brothers. You see what I'm saying? And what they're doing is they're beating them up, laying hands. It don't even matter if they have proper paperwork. And the world has to understand this, because you only hearing it from the mouth of the oppressor. All you're going to hear is they're gangbangers. Right. They got tattoos. Who don't have a tattoo?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Who don't have a tattoo on their body? You mean to tell me that the Asians come over here? You mean to tell me that there's no gangs there's no Asian gangs over here in America? The triads, the Yakuza with the Japanese.
Right.
You mean to tell me they not gangbangers? They not part of some kind of mafia, some coalition? The East Indies, you mean to tell me that they're not kidnapping kids and selling them into sex slavery and all that kind of stuff? You mean to tell me that's not happening?
Right.
So you're looking at our brothers and say, oh, he got a tattoo, he's a gang member. You see what I'm saying? So whether his paperwork is right or not, he's going to prison.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, we got to understand what's going on here. You can't just listen to this oppressor and his propaganda and then make an informed judgment on anything.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, he's had a perpetual hatred for the nation of Israel, and it said he has shed their blood by the force of the sword, man. They are jumping out on our Hispanic brothers. They're taking rocks and beating them upside the head with it. They're taking their papers that show that they went through the process of becoming what they consider legal here in this country. Right. They taking their papers and they ripping them up, throwing them away. You see what I'm saying? This is who we dealing with, man.
Right.
This is who we dealing with. Drop that. Let me get go ahead. Any more on that? Go ahead and finish that.
And have shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity.
In the time of their calamity, you understand? Like if you look at the nation of Israel, you look at blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Like this is our calamity. Like we're in situation, dire situations,
right?
In survival mode where, you know, you got to work. Yeah, you got to work 100 hours a week just to make enough money to get through the week and come back to that same slavery. You ain't making enough money where as though you can get ahead. Like these are the times of our calamity where we're struggling. You know, we got all types of afflictions. You see what I'm saying? And this is when this oppressor chooses to shed the blood of the children of Israel. You understand? The what up? Appreciate that. Because you said it down. The what? You know, this is the perpetual hatred and the shedding of blood. Like, and we're gonna keep reinforcing this, man, because they're just not hopping out and taking what they consider illegal immigrants, you know, and shipping them out the country. What they're doing is they're kidnapping these brothers, man. They're kidnapping these sisters.
Right.
Some of these brothers and sisters will never be heard from again, man. They will never be heard from again. You got these perverted oppressors. They taking the women, and Lord knows what they're doing with them when they get them by themselves. You see what I'm saying? They taking the men, unaliving them,
right,
burying them in grave. And let me tell you what else they doing. Let me tell you what else they doing. These Hispanic brothers, you know, they looking for employment. They working. They get hired. They get hired by these devils, right?
Yeah.
They get hired by the devil. Do the work. You know what the devil do? He said, I ain't paying you. I'm not paying you for this. And if you got a problem with it, I can call an ICE agent right now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's exactly what's going on right now, man. You know, so no one cares about what our brothers are going through right now. But guess who does care? The Lord cares, man. The Most High cares. And guess who else? Commander General Yohana cares, man. Commander General Yohana cares. The brothers in the ISUPK, we care about our brothers, man. We're not going to be sellouts and say, oh, they not one of us. You see what I'm saying? They don't like black people. That's sucker talk, man.
Right.
We got to get that out of our spirit, man. Drop that, Bubba, because let me get 1 Peter 5 and 8, Bubba, Kashaw. We're going to bring it out in the scripture, man, because a lot of times they always say, you know, UPK, y'all just hate, y'all this, that, and the third, you feel me? We have not done nothing to nobody. We haven't broken no laws. We have not went out here and put our hands on nobody, but yet and still, you got these ICE agents and you got this oppressor who goes out, kidnaps, unalives, shed the blood of our brothers, but we're evil.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Good night, out. You got that?
Come on, sir.
Go ahead.
1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober.
Be what?
Be sober.
The Lord is saying be sober, man. You see what I'm saying? Like, be focused. You know, don't you're not just sober in a sense of not having alcohol. Like the Lord is saying, being so be clear-minded, man.
Right.
That's what you want to be. Be clear-minded. Don't let the haze of this propaganda that's being spewed over on social media and the TV cloud your judgment. You feel me? Be sober-minded. Go ahead.
Be vigilant.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaming lion, walketh about, seeking.
Hold on. Listen. Listen. They say be vigilant, meaning watch. See what's going on around you. Know what's going on around you. Know the climate that you're in. Stop walking around here like we not at war, man. Stop walking around here like we don't have issues. Stop walking like we ain't got an enemy, man. It says, as your adversary, he walks around as a roaring lion. You understand? When you see it, if you was to go into the safari right now Well, you probably ain't gonna find no lions in the safari because the so-called white man, this oppressor, he didn't took him. He's in every zoo around the country. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So you go to a zoo and you look at one of them lion exhibits. You see that lion pacing back and forth. That lion start to make eye contact with you. You're gonna feel something.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna feel you gonna feel a little bit of danger. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna make sure that you never take your eyes off that line. You're gonna know where that line is at all times. You're not gonna have the attitude then that you can do what you want to do, that you safe, that all is well. That's
Right.
not the spirit you're gonna have when you make eye contact with that lion in that zoo. You see what I'm saying? Read that again, that part, Bubba Kashaw.
Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaming lion, walketh about.
It say your adversary, the devil. That means your op. You see what I'm saying? Like, I know that's the word today, but that's used today in our culture. It's called op. You feel me? Opposition. Your opposition or your adversary, he walks around as a roaring lion. So like he's walking around and he ain't a quiet lion. He's roaring. He letting you know what he about. He letting you know what he gonna do. You see him seeking who he may devour. You feel me? If we don't gather ourselves together and become one family, this lion that's walking around and roaring, he's going to devour all of us, man. And this is what we got to understand. This is the spirit of the so-called white man. The so-called white man has a spirit of devouring the Lord's chosen people, man. We didn't read in the scripture already. He got a perpetual hatred for the children of Israel, man, an everlasting hatred. In our minds, madam,
right,
we think we can change him.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of us walk around and we think that we can change this so-called white man. We think because we're so docile and because we're so non-threatening, we think that he's going to see that we're a different type of black person.
Right.
And because we're a different type of black person, you see what I'm saying? He's going to take it easy on us. He ain't gotta deal with me the way he deal with the rest of them. That's what we think. The scripture just told you he walk around as a roaring lion seeking who he may devour. People like that get devoured, man.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Let me get Lamentations 4:18 when you get the chance, Bubba Kashaw. Let me know if you see any questions or comment in the chat. And while anybody that's in the chat, make sure you get them likes up, man, so we can push this through. You're going to get Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 18. Go ahead.
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 18. They hunt our steps.
They what?
They hunt our steps.
If you see what's going on in these construction sites, if you see what's going on at these Hispanic businesses, man, that the thing that's being spoken of is our oppressor, the so-called white man. They say they hunt our steps, meaning you ever see back in the day where you got them hunting videos where the so-called white man, he may get in a tree, he may camouflage himself with the leaves and stuff like that.
Right.
And then he's going to go at night. He's going to go right before the sun come up in the morning, right at before twilight, before dawn. And he hiding in the tree and he got all types of whistles, all types of devices that's going to blow and it's going to sound like that animal to draw that animal out.
Right.
And then he destroys it. You see what I'm saying? This is the same thing that he does to us. It's he hunts our steps. He gives us vices. You see what I'm saying? He gives us the K3. You see what I'm saying? The fentanyl, the weed. You see what I'm saying? The heroin, the cocaine, the Perk 30s, the Molly, the Percocet. Like he puts these things in our community. That's similar to him blowing that whistle or making them sounds like an animal to get the animal attention and drop their guards. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's exactly what he's doing with us. They hunt our steps. Keep going.
That we cannot go in our streets.
That we cannot go on the streets. Are we not saying this right now? Our Hispanic brothers are scared to go into their own streets, man. They are terrified, man, to go into their streets. But guess what? They know they gotta feed their family, so they take a chance. Imagine you. Matter of fact, finish that verse, Barbara, sure.
I'm gonna start from the top again.
Mm-hmm.
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 18.
Go ahead.
They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near.
And say our end is near. You see what I'm saying? Like our Hispanic brothers, when they come into the streets, man, when they leave that house, they don't know if they're coming back today or forever. This could be the day that they get rounded up on the job site by ICE, never to see their wives, never to see their parents, never to see their children ever again. They hunt our steps. Keep going.
Our end is near. Our days are fulfilled.
That's exactly how brothers are feeling right now, man. That their days are fulfilled. At any moment now, it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Back in the day, you know, a brother, you know, he was considered an OG. You know how they say OGs in the hood. He was considered an OG at 22, 21.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How when you jump out the porch, you get into the streets at 10, 11, 12 years old.
Right.
So at 22, you're an OG, you're a veteran. You've been out here a decade.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? These are the vices that they use to destroy our people, man. You think that they do anything in our communities for the betterment of our people? Everything that they do is to feed on us and or to weaken us and soften our spirit so that they can come in. That's part of their hunting tactics.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They don't want to be out in the open just dragging you down the street, even though that's what they're doing with our Hispanic brothers. They want you to walk into the trap yourself. And unfortunately, a lot of our brothers and sisters fall into that trap, man.
Right.
Any more on that?
Come on.
Go ahead.
Our days are fulfilled, for our end is come.
That's exactly how our Hispanic brothers are feeling right now, man. That their days are fulfilled, their end has come. Because what happens when you get detained by ICE? They still trying to they saying that they sending them to different warehouses and buildings and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these so-called Hispanics, man, our brothers and sisters, we're gonna find out years from now that they were unalive somewhere remote,
right,
where they already had graves dug. The Lord is gonna bring it out, man. The Lord's gonna bring it up. He may send a heavy rain that's gonna bring everything to the surface.
Right.
We're gonna find out a lot of our brothers and sisters are being unalive, and our sisters for sure being sold into sex slavery. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what they're doing to us, man. That's exactly what they're doing to us, you know? Any more on that?
So that.
Let me get Zechariah 11:5, Bubba, sure. We're gonna get some more in the scriptures. We're gonna let the Lord speak. We're gonna hear what the Lord has to say. Right. It's like we said earlier, we still think that we can fix them. We still feel like we can show them that it's a different type of black man and black woman out here now. You know, when in all actuality, we shouldn't be having to prove ourselves to nobody. That all throughout the Bible, the Lord and told us that we are His we are His chosen people. You feel me?
Right.
A great generation, a royal priesthood. That's who we are. What we got to be jealous about? You see what I'm saying? You got that?
Come on. Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them.
Whose what?
Whose possessors slay them.
Read the verse above, sir.
Zechariah chapter 11, verse 4. Thus saith the Lord, my God, feed the flock of the slaughter. Verse 5, whose possessors slay them.
Now read that slow. Read it in verse 4. Read it slow. We're going to find out who it's talking about and who it's talking to.
Come. Zechariah chapter 11, verse 4. Thus saith the Lord, my God.
Thus saith the Lord, my power, my God. You see what I'm saying? Keep going.
Feed the flock of the slaughter.
It say feed the flock of the slaughter. It's feed blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
Feed them people, man. Feed the Lord's people. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Whose possessors slay them.
Whose possessors slay them. That's what's happening right here in our streets, man. So while we sitting up there saying, yeah, they illegal immigrants and all that nonsense, man, our possessors are slaying our brothers, man.
Right.
They are slaying our sisters. That's what's happening in these streets right now. Keep going.
And hold themselves not guilty.
And hold themselves what?
And hold themselves not guilty.
Yeah, this is the craziest part. They think that they playing like they do certain things. Anybody with a conscience, you be like, listen, you know, that was my job. You know, I hate it had to go that way.
Right.
Maybe I shouldn't have did it that way. Maybe there's another way I can go about it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
These devils, they hold themselves not guilty. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you don't hold yourself guilty, that means that you're justified in every action that you're taking, that you're making. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's happening. Like they jumping out and kidnapping our brothers, and they don't feel nothing about that, man.
Right.
They don't feel crazy that you just separated a father from his family. They don't feel crazy that you just separated a mother from her family. But what they do and what they will understand is they will understand power. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Read that again.
Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
They hold themselves not guilty because right now they have the power to do so. You see what I'm saying? There's going to come a time. There's going to come a time that they will not have the power to hold themselves not guilty. There's going to be a new sheriff in town, so to speak. Our king going to be here, man. They will not hold themselves not guilty at that point. You see what I'm saying? Any more on that?
Come, sir.
Go ahead.
And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord.
It's saying they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord. How evil is that?
Mm-hmm.
How evil is that? You don't even hold yourself guilty for the crimes you're committing. You say, blessed be the Lord, as if the Lord is sanctioning this.
Right.
The Lord is behind what you're doing. Listen, I got news for you. The Lord is not with you. This oppressor out here, the Lord is not with you, man.
Right.
The things that you're doing, you're going to have to pay for them things. And we're going to get that in the scripture in a little bit. Any more?
Come, sir.
Go ahead.
Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
And that's one of the main reasons. That's one of the main reasons these other nations can come in here and do what they want to do to us, man.
Right.
That's one of the main reasons. Our so-called shepherds, meaning the leaders of blacks, Hispanics, and Native America. We talking about your politicians.
Right.
We talking about your Christian pastors. We talking about your Muslim imams. You see what I'm saying? They're not for black people. Like these oppressors see how so-called black leaders treat the people.
Right.
And they say, you know what? If he ain't respecting them, why should I? You see what I'm saying? If their leader don't have no respect for him and going to sell him up a river, why should I? Am I going to give him the benefit of the doubt when his own leader don't think he's no good?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, this is why we got to gather ourselves together, man. This is the main reason we got to gather ourselves together because, you know, these possessors, not only they kill all they slaying us, when they hold themselves not guilty, what they're pretty much telling everybody, every 12 tribe, they're pretty much saying that we can do to you as we see fit.
Yep.
If we want to come in and unalive you, we can do those things. And you know the excuse going to be? The excuse is going to be because they won't say that blacks are illegal immigrants. What they do is they say, I feared for my life.
Right.
And because I feared for my life and I unalived him, you know, I hold myself not guilty. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is where we're at right now.
Standing my ground.
I'm standing my ground. Right.
Like you were the aggressor.
And that's honestly, and that's what we're seeing. Like what we read in the scriptures right now, we're seeing play out right before us, man.
Right.
Drop that. Let me get Exodus 23 and 22, bro. Sure.
Exodus chapter 23, verse 22.
Go ahead.
But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak,
And say, if thou shalt do and obey everything that I speak, everything the Lord say we supposed to follow, man.
right?
It should not be optional. This is what the Lord wants. This is what the Lord say. This is what we should be doing. You
Right.
Read that from the top of the show.
Exodus chapter 23, verse 22. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak,
And do all that I speak, not what you want to do, not some of it, to do all that I speak. Go ahead.
then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies.
Then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies. Right now, who's the enemy of our Hispanic brothers?
Oppressor.
The oppressor, the so-called white man. Who's been the oppressor? Who's been the enemy to the so-called black man over here?
The oppressor.
The oppressor. You see what I'm saying? Like the Lord say, you come back and you do what I tell you to do, I will be an enemy to your enemies. Right now, the Lord is not he's not an enemy, so to speak, with the so-called white man just yet.
Right.
There's something that we have to do. There's something that we have to do. And once we start following the Most High, that's when our enemies will become his enemies. Keep going.
And an adversary unto thine adversaries.
And I will be an adversary to thy adversaries. Meaning I'm going to be an op to your ops. You see what I'm saying? The moment you start doing what I tell you to do, I'm going to be an op to the people who are ops against you. That's what the Lord is saying, man. The Lord said like that, and that's heavy when the Lord said he's going to be an enemy to your enemies.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like when the Lord says that, it's just best to do what he tell us to do. Don't try to figure it out. You see what I'm saying? Not saying you can't ask questions and stuff like that, but if the Lord tell you, listen, I'm gonna be an enemy to your enemies. All you gotta do is listen to what I tell you to do. Why not do it? The way we've been doing things, not serving him, has not worked for us either. So at the very end of the day, why not do what the Most High told us to do, so that therefore our enemies will become his enemies? Our adversaries become his adversary. You feel me?
Right.
Any more than that?
Sir.
Keep going.
23. Exodus 23, 23.
Go ahead, you can read that. As long as it's on top. All right, yeah, drop that. Let me get Romans 12 and 19.
Okay. Romans 12 and 19.
Romans chapter 12, verse 19. Any questions or comments online? You got a question or comment online, go ahead and type it in the chat.
Romans chapter 12, verse 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves.
Most High just said, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves. Don't go out here and take it into your own hands. You see what I'm saying? Don't go out here grabbing firearms and thinking that you're going to go up against this oppressor and you're going to win. The Lord is not that. That is further from the truth. Like, the Lord is not telling you to do that. To go be tough. You understand? Like, you have brothers who get, licenses to carry and have firearms, and they feel like they're,
License to unalive.
Yeah, like they got license to unalive. You do not. The Lord is saying, like, that's not saying that you can't protect your house.
Right.
You must protect your house. You see what I'm saying? But if a brother gets, like, you feel like you get into that spirit, you feel like you're going to go out and you're going to take things into your own hands and you're going to show this person this. That's not what the Lord is telling you, man. The Lord say to me, it's like he said, avenge not yourself. Keep going.
But rather give place unto wrath.
And say, but rather give place unto wrath. You see what I'm saying? Like, put that anger somewhere else right now. You see what I'm saying? Put that anger somewhere in front of read that one more time from the top.
Romans chapter 12, verse 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath.
Listen, put that anger in a place in which you can use it the right way.
Right.
Let that anger, let you be so angry that it forces and it motivates you to keep God's law. Because at the end of the day, the Lord say, the moment you keep my law, statutes, and commandments, that's when I'm going to be an enemy to your enemies.
Right.
Let that anger fuel you to serve the Lord, man. The scripture say oppression make up a wise man mad, man. Make him angry. There's nothing wrong with you being angry, black man. There's nothing wrong with you being angry, Hispanic man.
Right.
But know what to do with it. Don't go out there trying to avenge yourself, man. Don't go out there trying to be be the hero and think that I'm gonna take 20 of them. And I know they're gonna get me, but I'm gonna take. Nah, that's not what we doing, man. That's not even remotely close to what the Lord is telling us to do. He said, avenge not yourself, but rather give place to wrath. Keep going.
For it is written, vengeance is mine.
The Lord say it is written that vengeance is his, man. The Most High said the vengeance is going to, how can I put it? Imagine you as a father. Imagine you as a father, say you take, like, my son play basketball.
Right.
And I'm just using this as an example. Let's say he goes up against a grown man. That grown man wearing him out. You see what I'm saying? You go and tell him, hey, go sit on the sideline for a little bit. Let me go and restore order here.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? When he start, hey, that guy, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna get back and stuff like that. The Lord say, don't do that, man. Don't take this vengeance in your own hand. So what happens is when you get on that court, because you see how he did your son, you're gonna make sure you go that much harder on him, and you're gonna make sure that you punish him.
Repay.
You're going to repay him
right.
sevenfold.
Right.
What he done did to your son. So think about it from that standpoint, and then read that one more time, Bubba Kasha.
Romans chapter 12, verse 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath.
Give place unto wrath, man.
For it is written, vengeance is mine.
Say it is written, for vengeance is the Lord's, man. That's who it belongs to. Somebody do something to you, vengeance is of the Lord, man. Keep going.
I will repay, saith the Lord. Or I will repay, saith the Lord.
The Lord say, I'm going to repay, man. When the Lord say he's going to repay, you better watch out.
Right.
Because the Lord's repayment very well may cost you your life. You see what I'm saying? Don't go out there thinking that you big bad tough guy and stuff like that. That you know you can't be told nothing. I'm gonna get this off my chest.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna scratch this itch. Don't go out having that mindset.
Right.
The Lord say, as it is written, vengeance is mine. Like he holds us back because that's a fight that he wants. He telling the Bible here right now. You know, he telling right now, like, don't go thinking that you're gonna be the one that's gonna make things right. I'm gonna be the one that's gonna set this thing in order. You see what I'm saying? And the moment you go out there and you call yourself getting vengeance, you know what happens? That means the Lord is not going to deal with them the way he wanted to.
Right.
The Lord is not going to deal with them. They're going to get off. We don't know how to properly apply vengeance. You see what I'm saying? That's why the Most High tells us, listen, the vengeance is not on you. We have something that we need to do. We got to come back to keeping these law, statutes, and commandments. That's what we should be doing.
Right.
We should get so angry that it makes us righteous. We should get so angry that we say, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to sleep with my brother's wife. Maybe I'm not going to get high no more. Maybe I'm not going to sell coke and dope and methadone. Maybe I'm not going to sell those things no more. Because I'm so sick and tired of seeing what happens to my people. Any more on that?
Live.
He gonna say it again. Let me get Deuteronomy 32 and 35, Bubba Kashaw.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 35.
Go ahead.
To me belongeth vengeance.
To who?
To me belongeth vengeance.
The Lord say, to me belongeth vengeance. That's mine. Like I found out what you was ready to do. Now I'm gonna stop you. Listen to it. That's not your role in this situation.
Right.
Your role is not to be the one going out there and setting things right. Your job is to follow and do what I told you to do. Lord say, vengeance is mine. Keep going.
And recompense.
And recompense, go ahead.
Their foot shall slide in due time.
Recompense is repayment. You see what I'm saying? The Lord is going to repay them for everything that they did, man. The Lord is going to repay them, man. And this is what we got to understand. You guys up?
I said, this is a heavy scripture right here. It says their foot shall slide in due time. Eventually, they're going to slip up and make that final mistake.
Yeah, and what the Lord is telling you, let them make that final mistake.
Right.
But if you go out there and do something,
yeah,
and you go out there in your carnality and you get into your spirit and you get into your mode, you think that you're doing something, but you're going to withhold my hand. You're going to withhold me from stretching out my hand against them because you're not following what I told you to do.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Any more on that?
Come, sir.
Go ahead.
For the day of their calamity is at hand.
For the day of their calamity is at hand, man. For the day of their destruction is at hand, man. You see what I'm saying? We ain't got to get vengeance on for the things that happen to us. Now, I'm not telling you that you should not protect yourself, that you shouldn't protect your house, your family. You absolutely should. You see what I'm saying? But we should not be going out there actively seeking to do nothing to nobody.
Right.
That is wrong according to the Lord, man. I wanted to make that clear. It is absolutely wrong for us to go out there and seek vengeance on our own behalf, man. Any more on that?
Come, sir.
Go ahead.
And the things that shall come upon them make haste.
And the things shall become upon them make haste, man. It's going to come quick. That defeat going to be quick.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, in our mind and the way we view the so-called white man, he's a superpower.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He's been a superpower for as long as we can remember. The Lord say, man, I'm going to get rid of him, and it's not going to take long.
Right.
You know, the most like our king is going to show his power. The Most High is going to show his power, man. When he take vengeance, when he take vengeance, you'll know it was him. You gonna know it was him. You see what I'm saying? It ain't gonna just be a slap on the wrist. It's gonna be something that's gonna send a message to you and yours, for everyone, for all the onlookers. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how it happens. The first thing they always say is, y'all speak against the so-called white man, but y'all do the same thing as them. How many times you heard that, Madame?
You heard that a lot.
Y'all do the same thing as them. For the record, no, we do not.
They don't understand.
Yeah. And that's the purpose of the class, to make them understand.
Right.
Listen to me. Like, there's a reason. There's a reason that what's going to happen in the future is going to happen, man. You got to remember, the Lord created, the Most High created these characters. I'm using characters because that's essentially what they are, props. Setting up the stage for our king to come back. You don't think that, how can I say it? You don't think that if we did what they did and we were similar to them, you don't think the Most High wouldn't take certain things out on us?
Right. Yep.
The way they move and the things that they do is absolutely wrong. That's why we can't be like them. We're gonna get that in the scripture too. Let me get Obadiah 1 and 8, Bubba Kasha.
Come on. Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 8.
Go ahead.
Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom?
The Lord said, in that day, I'm going to destroy the wise men out of Edom. You understand? Edom and Esau are synonymous for the so-called white man. When you hear Edom, when you hear Esau, those two names are going to, you may hear one or the other, but both of those words is talking about the same people, the so-called white man. Edom and Esau. Go ahead.
And understanding out of the mount of Esau.
Lord said he's going to destroy it. Like, you know, read that from the top one more time.
Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau?
The Lord is going to destroy the understanding. He's going to break the pride of their power. You understand? You know, their finances. What's the pride of America's power? Anybody online want to take a guess? What is the pride of America's power, man? Take a guess, Madame.
The pride of America's power. Would that be their thievery? No.
Their military.
Military force.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they use as their power. That's their wisdom.
And that's what they bank everything on.
That's their understanding.
Yeah.
You know,
Lord said He's gonna destroy all of it, man.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The Lord is going to get with all of those things.
Right.
Keep going.
To 9.
Yeah, come.
Obadiah chapter 1, verse 9. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
It said in your mighty men, O Teman. You understand? When they say your mighty men, it's talking about your men of renown. Esau's men of renown. Your important people, your politicians. You see what I'm saying? Like, when you look at, this is another reason it's so good to get into these classes, because when you get into genealogies.
Mm-hmm.
Teman, you start realizing he's Esau. He's one of the down the lineage, one of the sons, Teman. You feel me? The Lord said, I'm going to destroy them, man. I'm going to destroy them. Go ahead.
No, Teman it's the Germans.
Huh?
That would be the Germans. That was Salaki, if I may, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
World War, what was that? World War One. All of those people that came out of World War One, Slovakia was that World War Two. After Germany fell, they took all the wise men of Teman. They took all of the wise men of Germany and brought them back here to America and used them. That's how they created that atom bomb. That was one of the things that they used, the wise men of Germany, which is, if you look down that lineage, I'm pretty sure that's what General Mahayman went through and said that was the Germans. In Slovakia, I said General Mahayman, I mean Commander General Yahan.
Yeah, and we verify that to make sure, but nonetheless, we know it's Esau.
Right. Esau.
We know it's the so-called white man. You see what I'm saying? He said he's going to destroy the understanding. Keep going.
Salaki, I'm going to start from the top again. So Isaiah chapter 1, verse 9. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
They say they're gonna be dismayed, man. They're gonna be in utter shock that the nation, the race of Esau, the so-called white man, is going to be cut off by way of slaughter, man.
Right.
Not our slaughter. Slaughter from our king, Yahweh Shah.
Right.
Under the authority of the Most High. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's going to be cut off, man. He's going to be cut off.
Right.
Let's find out why. Keep going.
For thy violence against...
For thy what?
For thy violence.
For their peace treaties.
For thy violence.
For their understanding.
For thy violence.
For their equality movements.
For thy violence.
It say for thy violence against who?
Against thy brother Jacob.
Against thy brother Jacob, man. The Lord say the so-called white man he's going to get cut off. He's going to be cut off by slaughter because of thy violence against thy brother Jacob, man. We don't understand. These scriptures we're living these scriptures right now, man.
Right.
The so-called white man, he's going to have to pay for them ICE agents jumping out on the Hispanic brothers, man. He's going to have to pay for them using rocks when they got these brothers down on the ground. He's going to have to pay for ripping up them illegal, for ripping up them immigration papers.
Right.
He's going to have to pay for unaliving our brothers and SAing our sisters.
Right.
He's going to have to pay for that, man. The Lord says he's going to be cut off, man. He's going to be cut off because of thy violence towards thy brother Jacob, man. You know what I'm saying? This is where we at. Any more on that?
Come.
But
shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
Shame shall cover thee. You see what I'm saying? Right now, it's like the shame ain't covering them. The shame is going to cover them and just a little longer. You see what I'm saying? But they are going to be cut off because of thy violence against blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Any more on that? Drop down to verse 15, Baba Kushar.
Come. Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen.
Let's say for the day of the Lord. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. You see what I'm saying? What's the day of the Lord? What do it sound like? You want to take a chance?
That's that day that the Most High is going to bring his vengeance upon the earth.
Yeah. The day the Most High sent his son Yahweh Shah our King,
Right.
The day that he send him to come and destroy these nations around us and this oppressor. That's why I say, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathens, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. That means that everything that you have done is going to be done to you. And this is what that means. What that means is, how many people have heard of Doomsday Preppers?
Yeah.
They had a show that used to come on, I think, the History Channel. Doomsday Preppers. Where you got devils. They so worried about the end of times and what they gonna have to do to survive that they dig big cities underground.
Right.
They dig homes underground. And I seen one, they had a school bus. They had one of them yellow cheese buses. He dug that joint and it was a tunnel. He dug it down and that bus was like 20, 30 feet in the ground, man. He had a pickup truck and he turned it into like a little home and whatnot.
Right.
Buried that joint by 20, 30 feet. He had ventilation that he had coming up to the surface and all that. You know, he was a doomsday prepper. He had food in there that could last a certain amount of time. He had farms, had weapons. And this is the big word he kept using. I have contingency plans. Right. So if this don't work, then I can do this.
Right.
I have contingency on top of contingency on top of contingency on top of contingency. Listen, we're going to have contingencies as well. Right. You see what I'm saying? The Lord said, I'm going to repay you. You see what I'm saying? When the Lord repays you, just know the same way that you're doing our Hispanic brothers is the same way it's going to happen to you.
Right.
Them doomsday preppers will not be able to hide. Like,
find them out.
They gonna think they off the hook because they already hold themselves not guilty.
Right.
They don't even think they did nothing wrong with them.
I ain't had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, what did I have to do with it?
Right.
That's why the title of this class is "Their Tears Will Not Stop the Most High's Vengeance," man. Because you know when you get them and it's time for them to pay up, that's when they will flood you with tears.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They're gonna cry. Ugly cry too. Mm-hmm. Snot coming out their nose, eyes all red.
Mm-hmm. That's what I want.
You see what I'm saying? I didn't have nothing to do with it. It wasn't me. Lord don't care about none of that. I'm telling you, the Lord does not want to hear none of that because of the violence against thy brother Jacob, man.
Right. Y'all
touched us when y'all shouldn't have. Y'all did things to us that you shouldn't have, man.
Right.
Because those things have happened, the Lord is going to repay you for it. Any more on that?
Come with come, sir.
Go ahead.
I'm going to start back from the top again.
Go ahead.
Obadiah chapter 1, verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen.
Mm-hmm.
As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee.
As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. The so-called white man, you are going to be hunted like an animal. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because of thy violence against thy brother Jacob, man.
Right.
That's why. Drop that. Let me get Isaiah 51 and 22, bro. Sure.
Isaiah chapter 51, verse 22. Thus saith the Lord thy Thus saith thy Lord the Lord, and thy God that pleaseth that cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out thine hand the cup of trembling.
The Lord says he's going to take out of our hand the cup of trembling. Right now, our Hispanic brothers got the cup of trembling. You see what I'm saying? When they leave the house, they're scared. You see what I'm saying? When they got to go to the grocery store, they're scared. When they got to go to work, they're scared. Why? Because this oppressor is unaliving them, man.
Right.
Oppressor is kidnapping them. The oppressor is taking their children and selling them off to never be seen again. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say I've taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling. Keep going, Bubba Kasher.
Even the dregs of the cup of my fury.
Even the dregs of the cups of my fury. You understand? The dregs is you know, look at an old school like a barrel that holds like strong. You see what I'm saying? That's the thick stuff at the bottom of it that you got to stir up. You see what I'm saying? The sludge. You feel me? It's even the dregs of the cup of my fury. So the Lord is saying, like the cup of my fury, like you gonna get, you gonna get all of it. He ain't gonna leave none of it. He ain't gonna leave none of that fury, you know, for another day. You see what I'm saying? You gonna catch all of it. Keep going.
It's a lot here, if I may.
Come on, go ahead.
We're talking about, the dregs is the worst part, the bottom of it.
That's the strongest part. That's where that's the potent. That's where
you're gonna get the worst.
It's a locket. That's where it's potent. That's where it's thick.
Yeah.
That's where it go from 20. That's where it go from 40 proof to 80 proof.
Right. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna get.
Thou shalt no more drink it again.
Lord is telling the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you should not drink that again, man. Right? Like we've experienced it. Right. We have experienced the dregs of the Most High's fury. You see what I'm saying? We've experienced it for a long, long time, man.
Right.
The Lord said, I'm going to take it out your hands and you will not experience that again. Keep going.
Verse 23. But I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee.
Most High said, I'm going to take it out your hand and I'm going to put it into the hands of them that afflict you. You feel me? He's talking about this oppressor, man. The Lord is saying, I'm going to take that. I'm going to take my wrath. I'm going to take my anger and the anger and wrath that I had towards you, my people. I'm going to take that away from you, man.
Right.
And I'm going to give it to him that oppress you. I'm going to give it to him that kidnap you. I'm going to give it to him that unalive you. I'm going to give it to him that SA you. You see what I'm saying? That's what the Lord is saying right now. Keep going.
Which have said to thy soul.
Which have said to thy what?
Which have said to thy soul.
Go ahead.
Bow down.
Listen. He said, which have said to our soul to bow down. That's what they're doing right now. You see what I'm saying? It's not good enough that they mistreat our Hispanic brothers. It's not good enough that they mistreat us. You see what I'm saying? That they're unfair with us. Read that last part again, Bubba, for sure.
Isaiah chapter 51, verse 23. But I will put into thine hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down.
That's what they say to our soul, man. You ever go into a slavery, it's not good enough that you working that day. It's not good enough that you get your work done. They want your soul to bow down, man.
Right.
They want you to look at them and they want you to smile and be happy.
Humble yourself.
Yeah, humble yourself. Laugh at them corny ass jokes.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Don't talk too loud. Don't make eye contact. That's how they want us, man. They want our soul to bow down, man. Go ahead.
That we may go over, and that thou hast laid thy body as the ground, and as the street to them that went over.
They said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over, and thou hast laid thy body as the ground, and as the street to them that went over. This is talking about our bodies, our literal bodies laying in the streets, man. Being unalived. You see what I'm saying? That's what they've done. That's what they continue to do. The Most High say, listen, I'm going to repay you the same way. So when you cry in tears and you feel sorry for yourself and you make the comment, because this is what all I'm going to say, I had nothing to do with that.
Right.
I don't agree with that. Got news for you. Whether you agree with it, whether you don't, whether you cry or whether you remain who you are, The Lord does not care about your tears.
Right.
The Lord is going to punish you and repay you for everything that you, your forefathers, and your foremothers have done to black people.
If I may, sir.
Go ahead.
This is heavy right here because they also talking about, they want to walk over your very soul, your very spirit. They have crushed the spirit of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives in America and abroad. You understand? So much so that we are destroyed as a people. They have walked across our very spirits.
Right.
So much so that we fight amongst each other. We get raw and raggedy with each other. But as soon as our oppressor comes around, we humble ourselves. We bow our heads so that they can walk over.
Sure.
Walk all over our spirits. And that's how we look to the other nations. And that's why the other nations believe that they can walk all over us the way that they do. Because they watch America crush our spirits.
Yeah, not only that, they watch these fake leaders who don't care about us.
Right.
They know that we got shepherds who don't care about us and that will sell us out in a matter of a heartbeat. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's where we at, man. Just know that the way you going about things and dealing with our brothers and our sisters, the Lord is going to repay you for that.
Right.
The Lord is going to teach you a lesson that you will never, ever forget.
Right.
Let me get Isaiah 14:1, Brother Bashir.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
And say, for the Lord will have mercy on blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's who the Lord is going to have mercy on, man. Keep going.
And will yet choose Israel.
And will what?
And will yet choose Israel.
And will yet choose Israel. He's going to yet choose blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Keep going.
And set them in their own land.
And set them in their own land. That means that land over there that they consider Jerusalem and Israel, that's not their land, man. That's our land. We're going to get set back in our land. Keep going.
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
It say, and the stranger shall be joined with them. Who's the stranger? Who's the stranger that's being talked about? You understand? That stranger that's being talked about is them other nations, man.
Right.
Them other nations are going to be joined to us. Keep going.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
And they shall cleave unto the house of Jacob. Like these other nations that's going to follow us that's going to follow us when we get put in our land. They're going to hang on. They're going to hang on. They're going to be hanging from your pants. And you're going to be dragging them, crying and wanting you to show mercy for them and stuff like that. That's how they're going to be. They're going to come into our kingdom, clawing, scratching, kicking, and screaming. You see what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 2. And the people shall take them.
It say the people shall what?
And the people shall take them.
They said, like, this is for every oppressor. Just remember this. This is for every oppressor. This is for your children. Like, make sure your children understand this. Read that again. Verse 2.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 2.
Go ahead.
And the people shall take them.
The people is talking about as the children of Israel. We are going to take them strangers. When you take something, like if I got a bottle of water right here and I take it, this is now my bottle of water. You understand? When I take these people, they now become a possession. Keep going.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
So now I'm going to take you and I'm going to bring you back to my house. Go ahead.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
They say in the house of the Lord shall take them as servants and handmaids. What's another word for servants and handmaids?
Slave.
They are going to be slaves out. You see what I'm saying? This is the future of our oppressor, man. He's going to have to endure a harsh slavery because he's going to get repaid everything that he's done that he's never been held accountable for. He's going to have to repay.
Right.
Keep going.
And they shall take them captive.
And they shall take them what?
And they shall take them captive.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are going to take this oppressor that we have over us now, We're going to take them captive. Go ahead.
Whose captives they were.
Who captives they were. We've been their captives. Now they're going to be our captives. Keep going.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
It's saying we shall rule over our oppressor. Like this is the future right here. This is the future of blacks, Hispanics, and Native American who serve the Lord, man. You know, we're going to take these other nations and they're going into slavery. You understand? Especially the so-called white man. You're going into slavery. You understand? Them tears does not matter. You crying and snot bubbles coming out your nose and stuff like that. You playing that role.
Right.
It's not going to work. Drop down to verse 21, Brother Bashar.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter.
Prepare what?
Prepare slaughter.
The Lord said to prepare slaughter. What does slaughter mean? A lot of times we like to, you know, when something is right there in our face, we don't like to say it because a lot of us never read these scriptures before, man. The Lord said to prepare slaughter, meaning to prepare death. Who is the Lord preparing death to, man? You understand? Like, who's he paying? Who's the Most High preparing slaughter for?
Oppressor.
He's preparing slaughter for the oppressor, and not just the oppressor. He's preparing slaughter for the so-called. You know how they come off like they nice.
Right.
They come off like they not like their other counterparts.
Right.
The Lord is saying prepare slaughter for you. Keep going.
For the children, for their iniquity. Salaki, let me start that from the top again.
Okay.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children.
For his children. The Lord said prepare slaughter, prepare death for his children. Go ahead.
For the iniquity of their fathers.
For the iniquity of their fathers. You understand? That means if you're a so-called white man or white woman, you've benefited from the crimes of your forefather and your foremother. The Lord said to prepare slaughter for them because of the iniquities of their forefathers and foremother. Like you got to pay for your father's crimes.
Right.
That's what the Lord is saying. You got to pay for your father's crimes. Keep going.
That they do not rise, nor possess the land.
That they do not rise or even possess the land. Because even in their captivity, the devil gonna be the devil. He gonna lie. He gonna talk slick. He gonna talk smooth.
Right.
He gonna try to wiggle his way out of being a slave. The Lord said, "You will not fill your cities with your face ever again."
Right.
Keep going.
Nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Keep going.
Verse 22.
The Lord said, "He ain't gonna fill your face. You're not gonna fill it. You're not gonna fill these cities with your face no more." The Lord said, "I'm going to take care of you once and for all." Go ahead.
Verse 22. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord.
The Lord said he's going to wipe them out.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, this is the vengeance that the Lord has prepared for our oppressor, man.
Right.
I don't care if you cry. I don't care if you try to run for it. You ain't gonna sit there. You're going to try to explain and talk your way out of this. But guess what? The Lord, He created you. He know how you are.
Right.
You are going to have to pay for the crimes of your forefathers. You're going to have to pay for the crimes of these ICE agents. You see what I'm saying? The scripture said prepare slaughter for his children. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you devils out there and you mistreating blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, when you ICE agents and you jumping out them Ford Taurus, you see what I'm saying? Them unmarked, them knocker cars. When you jumping out of them, right? You just remember that when the way you deal with our brothers is how the Lord is going to deal with your children.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You take a rock and you bust one of our brothers in the head, guess what's going to happen? The Lord is going to take a rock and bust your child in the head.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You get on top of a brother, you got the zip ties on him, he can't defend himself, and you punching him in his face. Guess what? The Lord is going to repay you and your children for that. You see what I'm saying? Just understand that there will not be no tears from you in that day.
Right.
Your tears will not work. Your tears are not going to help you. You're going to have to pay for the crimes of your father, and your kids are going to have to pay for your crimes. So when you're dealing with our brothers, you just know whatever evil thing that you can that you can muster and concoct in your mind to do to our brothers and sisters, it will be done to you.
Right.
And with that, we're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, coming straight out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. If it's not under Commander General Yohana, it is not the truth. We've been bringing this out since 1969, that blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true biblical Jews of the Bible, man. We belong to the Lord, man.
That's right.
And because we belong to the Lord, when somebody put their hands on us and they touch us, the Lord is going to get vengeance on our behalf, man. You understand? And with that, we're going to turn the class over to Priest and Officer Matham.
Right.
Shalom.
Back it up. Right. It's a heck of a class. Excellent class. We got to get back to your law, statutes, and commandments, man. We got to come to some kind of understand who our enemy is. With that, security announcements. We're the ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10. Means tenth in the Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashra. A tenth of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or the teacher. Priest fund, a free will offering for the priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give, up and coming holy convocation. We have the June the 8th. This Sunday coming up, June the 8th, we have the Feast of First Fruits coming up. Akim Aquatium. It's time for us to gather together, fellowship, and find out who the Most High loves and who the Most High doesn't love. You understand? Remind Akim Aquatium to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother or sister wants to be a troop in the school, he needs to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. With that, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel. I Majim Shabbat, I Majim Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbarakatha, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbarakatha, Yadi Matah, class dismissed.